Greetings, hello, good day, wherever you are in the world. Thank you so much for joining Truehope Cast. This is the official Truehope Canada podcast. My name is Simon and I am your host. Truehope Canada is a mind and body based supplement company that is dedicated first and foremost to promoting brain and body health through non invasive nutritional means. For more information about us, you can visit truehopecanada.com. This series of episodes is focused on people who have a personal story to share in regards to their use of Empower Plus, our flagship product, and how it has affected their lives. Today, we've got the pleasure of talking with Sandy Shepherd. Sandy, thank you so much for joining us today. How are you?
I'm doing very well, Simon. Thank you so much for having me on your show.
No, it's an absolute pleasure, and we are always excited here at True Hope to listen to the stories and the experiences that people have using our product, because we always find them to be wonderfully positive and wonderfully unique. So we hope that these stories inspire people to maybe try some of our products to introduce into their lives to support their brain and body health. So why don't you tell us a little bit about how did True Hope Canada and Empower Plus come into your life?
Well, a couple of different ways. I was working in the radio business down in the South Okanagan and went through some burnout. I just tried to do too much. And the lady who was helping me out at the time, the counselor, she recommended the Truehope EMP. And I showed it to a neighbor who was a psychiatric nurse. And she said, "Oh, it looks like a super multivitamin." And I had seen it advertised or written about prior to that. So I tried it and I was so impressed with the results that I got. And that was back in 2013. And I still take it every day consistently.
That's great. So you mentioned before you had a bit of burnout with work. So how was kind of your, how was that experience for you before you actually tried the product? Was it just that particular type of burnout that you were looking to address?
It was. And also, I was diagnosed a few years earlier with sleep apnea. So, for many years, I had sleep apnea and it went undiagnosed. So, it took a toll on my adrenals and also blood sugar levels. It can really affect that. So, I certainly, my body was run down and I had tried a number of different alternative therapies, even doing the Candida cleanse and different types of food plans. And they helped a little bit, but they weren't the solution. And so, yes, once I tried the EMP and now the Power Plus, it really, really made a huge difference in my quality of life.
Amazing. And yeah, I mean, it sounds like if you were to experience sleep issues as well as stress with work, and obviously the effect that having a having poor sleep is going to affect your hormonal health. Yeah, it sounds like Empower Plus came into your life at the right time. What were some of the bigger things that you noticed after taking it? Was it a gradual experience of that you had, or was it something that happened quite quickly?
Well, thinking back there 7 years ago, um, it seems that I was able to make better decisions. It really reduced that brain fog that I called it a bit of adult ADHD, just not able to focus like I had been able to in the past. I was always a top student. And so I really was wondering what was happening to me when these situations came about. And by taking the EMP, I felt much calmer so that I could get into that zone where I could break down if there was an issue. As my background too has been in leadership development and focusing on health and well being and balance and goal setting. And so I was able to do that again without feeling that anxiety because there I felt quite a bit of anxiety after I was, when I had left the radio station. Just it was the perfect storm back in 2012. And so the EMP really helped me a great deal. And I tell many, many people about that too. So, yes, my focus was improved. My quality of life was greatly enhanced.
Yeah, it's wonderful that just taking this product, this broad spectrum micronutrient, was able to provide you with the ability to become aware that beforehand that you were having kind of this brain fog, and for it to become lifted up. That's a really common thing that we hear from people, that they're able to kind of like think and have that cognitive ability that they kind of had in the past. And yeah, that can happen very, very quickly for a lot of people. But I'm super happy that's something that you experienced. Have you mentioned a few alternative therapies that you had tried in the past? Can you share a few of those with us?
Well, I have taken other supplements, including the B complex, and a number of others, and they would help. And also, I learned that I had low iron, so I would make sure I was getting that addressed. Uh, Other therapies that I've had, well, I would go to the naturopath. He helped me immensely just to get through different situations until I was able to actually, really get back on track. So, osteopath, cranial sacral, I had tried many trying to find solutions. And one, I do use the CPAP. So in 2010, things improved greatly. And I highly recommend people persevere if they have sleep apnea to find the right solution for that. And but I still find that the EMP Power Plus, if I even miss it, I have to say I've never done it intentionally, but if, even by noon hour, mid-afternoon, I start feeling a low anxiety and I'm like, what's happening here? I shouldn't be feeling this way. My day is going well. And then I realize, oh, I didn't take my EMP. And so I take it and life is calm again. Hmm.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. And yeah, there's absolutely, when it comes to recovery of anything, that there's never really a magic bullet. So, dabbling and trying different therapies is a really wonderful way for you to kind of really take your own healthcare into an assertive position where you're exploring and you're experimenting and you're finding kind of what works, and you're doing that with the support of practitioners and health professionals along the way. That's a really important part of any therapeutic process. So wonderful that you had those things at your disposal. And yeah, me personally as well, if I miss a day, I miss a morning, sometimes I can get a little bit frustrated and a little bit anxious, and then yeah, you remember that I've not taken my broad spectrum micronutrient, and my brain isn't getting the goodness that it's used to. So yeah, it's it can be really apparent when I miss a morning. What what can you mentioned a little bit on this before, but like, what can you do now? What are you aware of that you can do now that you couldn't before you were taking Empower Plus?
Well, during that period there with the burnout, it was hard to focus. So I was able to get my life back on track and make better plans. And I'm at the moment even just rebranding, relaunching my leadership business. It and I've always exercised fairly regularly, so I've been able to keep that up as well. Um, yeah, just really stay on track and stay positive. That's another really important aspect, is not getting dragged down by the negativity, especially now with all of the changes happening with our freedoms, with the rules of COVID, with the effects. I'm finding that it's helping me cope, I think, much better than many people, and just stay focused on the positives in my life. Hmm.
Absolutely, it can be super easy to get kind of wound up and caught in the kind of spiral of, let's call it, bad news, and to be able to take something that can keep your mind clear and objective, that can be really beneficial to make to of course focus on those the vast array of very positive things that we have in our world and each of our lives.
Absolutely.
Did when you started taking these products, did the people around you kind of notice that you were like acting differently or feeling differently? Did you have any people kind of notice that?
Well, I was around a lot of new people at that time because I had moved to take that position. So at that time, there really wasn't that observation. I guess one friend I had was able to refer it to her. She we had conversations about it, and she actually referred it to, oh gosh, about 10 other people that were then able to improve their lives with
Wow.
it. hmm So I was able to share it. I was pretty excited about it with that change, hmm to be able to help others. But I don't have family that lives in the area, so that wasn't something that really came up.
Okay. Well, you obviously certainly noticed the difference, so that's probably the that's the most important person.
Oh yes, yes.
Have you tried any of our other products?
I have almost daily. I take the iodine, the nascent
Yeah.
iodine, and I've had that explained to me well. Up until COVID, I was swimming every day, doing some deep water running in the pool. So, with the chlorine and even the chlorine we would get in the shower, it was important, I know, for our thyroid. And I had learned that at an event in Calgary where they supplied EMP as part of their research program at Pure North. And so I take that very regularly, and I really feel it helps because I know a lot of people that have thyroid issues, and that has not been a problem for me at all. And I've tried, but not consistently, the Freminos, and that's the one that I intend to get onto regularly for, I believe, adrenals. That
Yes,
can help.
that's a really great routine, and yeah, we have a lot of people experiencing thyroid issues, and a lot of them are they're misdiagnosed or undiagnosed. So yeah, it's a really powerful supplement for most people. Have you? So you mentioned you recommended it to a friend of yours, who then recommended it to 10 other people. That person must have had a wild experience with the product.
Yes, and she just saw my enthusiasm as well. We were, really good friends. And so she also likes to help people. So she was telling all of her friends who could use help or knew somebody that could use help. And also, I work in the area of with diverse abilities or special needs. And so I constantly recommend it to others who might be able to benefit, whether autism, Down syndrome, any, various emotional, mental issues. And so far, I'm honestly not aware of any of them that have started it, but I do continue to recommend it with the hopes that it will help those individuals.
Yeah, that's wonderful. I think that word of mouth and people experiencing other people experiencing these products and how they help them and how they change them, how they support them, is a really important way that we're able to share this product and get this product to people who really need it. Because jumping to a broad spectrum micronutrient supplement isn't really a conventional first step towards supporting your mental health, whether that's you've got brain fog or anxieties or depressions, or sleep issues. We would conventionally go to a doctor and seek some guidance. So it's really wonderful that we're able to share these testimonials and these stories, and people see your enthusiasm of you loving the product and how it's helped you. And just by seeing that, giving this product a shot. And then we've got so much science and evidence for this actual specific product for all these different conditions. So it's really wonderful that people like yourself are spreading this message about how this product can really support and help people. Because even now, like, there's so many people out there now who are experiencing significant amounts of mental health concerns, and something like this can really support them and help people get through and see the positives that we were talking about earlier, that do surround us every day. So yeah, we're really blessed for people like you who are sharing this message.
And I just like to add too, I often have the opportunity when I'm paying for the product and I speak to the cashier about it and at the various stores. And I would be quite certain that some of them, with their responses and the stories that they share with me, that they are going to try it, especially during this COVID time. Hmm.
Yeah, the local health stores and our retailers across Canada are just such wonderful people, and we've been lucky enough to supply a True Hope University where employees of stores can log into this website and completely for free can really go in depth and learn a lot more about each product, so they're able to serve the people who come into their stores with the right information and the right science to direct people to the right products for them. And yeah, we're so blessed that so many of these local stores do such wonderful things. Do you have like a local health store in town where you get your products?
Actually, our local grocery store, they've been around for many years. They have a wellness department. And so that's where I have somebody there that I've connected with, and I really like the service that she gives, the information, the depth of knowledge she has. And so quite often the cashier is not connected to the wellness area. And so that might be an opportunity, to get the word out.
Yeah,
Is yes, even those that are not connected to health, to help them learn a little bit more about the benefits.
that's very interesting. It would be we'd live in a very wonderful world if most grocery stores had a wellness department. That's great.
Hmm. Hmm.
Who um who would you recommend tries Empower Plus?
Well, anybody that wants to feel, a bit calmer or just improve their decision making skills, I especially like to recommend it to students who are going through, a particularly demanding time in their lives. Um, and just to give them a little edge with their studies, and just going as a teenager, it's hard enough, and then you add everything else on top. So that's definitely one area that I focus on, and they're still open as well to finding solutions. They're not maybe as set in their ways.
Yeah,
And but so yes, the teens especially. Uh, and
yeah,
I had a great experience. I can share it now or later. I've had the chance to meet David Steffen a couple of times. He's just so knowledgeable and helpful and caring. And I said to him one day, I have a dream that we give this to the homeless. And he said, we are. He let me know that in Calgary, that this product has been given to the homeless to help them, because generally the homeless, in my opinion, have, after talking to some of them, it is mental health. Those are the issues. And something as simple as the EMP could be the solution for them. So that was pretty exciting to hear that your company is doing that.
yeah. I've been so lucky to learn about all the wonderful things that True Hope does, and yeah, that's just one example. Excuse me, of some of the wonderful gifts that this product can give people. And you're spot on in regards to yeah, a lot of a lot of issues that many people who are homeless they yeah, it's their mental health which is really potentially blocking them from doing great things. So if we're able to supply them with this product and help them, with some of the things that they're experiencing, yeah, it can certainly work wonders. And yeah, True Hope is really dedicated to helping everybody, people who can and can't, afford to go to our grocery stores and buy our products. So we're super lucky to be a part of something like that. It's really, really wonderful.
Mhm.
And you make a really important point about the youth and our teenagers, and especially now with the lack of community and the lack of but going out and being able to be social and hanging out with friends and online schools. I could only imagine how difficult it is right now for teenagers, where this is the very exciting part of their life, where they're barricaded in many ways. So being able to support those individuals, and we've got a really big push that we're trying to do with Truehope, is to get our product into our youth, the people who are experiencing anxieties and depressions. It's such an important piece for us. So yeah, thank you so much for sharing that. Is there anything else you'd like to share with us?
Generally, I think I've covered most of it. To me, it's anybody who really wants to improve their quality of life. And if they're just not feeling that 100%, or they think they could feel a little bit better, I think anybody could benefit from this with the EMP, even to try it. Like it's, yeah, for the last 7, 8 years, it's been the miracle in my life. And when COVID came about, I actually went out and bought 10 bottles to make sure
Good
that I
decision.
didn't run
Yeah.
out. Hmm.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, you are not the first person to use the word miracle when it comes to this product and their own experience of it.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's just wonderful, and I really appreciate you taking the time to talk to us today about your experience with True Hope. I'm super happy to hear the wonderful experience that you've had with it.
Well, thank you for allowing me to share that, Simon.
No, of course, thank you very much again, and um, that is it for this episode. Thank you very much again, Sandy, for sharing your story. Thank you everyone for listening. This is True Hope Cast, the official podcast of True Hope Canada. We will see you soon.